Attention, loyal Jem'Hadar soldiers of the Priority 1 Dominion. Tonight, we will prove our loyalty via Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch on May 21st, 2022. I am first, Tony Aklon, and I am dead. As of this moment, we are all dead. We go into battle to reclaim our lives. This we do gladly, for we are Jem'Hadar. Remember, victory is life.
Victory is life.
We will begin our campaign at Deep Space Nine, instance number 6, at the Jem'Hadar room. Also, pledging their loyalty with me tonight are 2nd Turcotarax and 3rd Phileton. So, my loyal soldiers of the Dominions, how have you served the Founders this week?
Well, I just want to take issue where you put the apostrophe in Turcotarax in the wrong place. But it's fine. It's fine.
My founder wanted some Diet Coke, so I got it for him.
Nice.
I served him some drinks, you know.
Is that is your founder a real person? Did you have to go get Diet Coke for a real person?
No. No, my founder prefers ginger ale, actually.
Oh, okay. Does she know you call her does she know you call her your founder?
Yeah, she would probably not even. She'd be like, "What?"
I don't know what that means. It's funny. I told my wife that we were doing a Jem'Hadar night, and I had to write the script, and she immediately said, "Oh, you should call it Ketracel Night."
Good.
And I was like, this is why I love you and why I keep you around. So let's shout out to people in the chat. I see Surreal Claps, Gaming with Sideburns, GM Camelus, Severine. Oh, we have Jaquito Seal. Thank you for subscribing. We have Sarai, Mac Black, Darth Dragonborn 107, Teacher Guy, Pylum, Cairo, some guy named Winters. I don't know who that is. Scythe, Psyfe.
Doesn't that guy know it's going to be summer soon?
Yeah, really. No, only during Priority Empire Month.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And we had right before the stream, we had where is it? We had somebody follow us. Razak followed us, and GM Camelus also just followed us. So thank you guys very much. And Turcot, you're on the Xbox side. Is there anybody that's any Priority 1 fleet members that you're gaming with you want to shout out to?
I don't recognize anyone in the chat as being specifically Xbox yet, and I'd ask them all to be here. Well, right now I'm trying to actually have 2 people getting ready to get on their Jem'Hadars. They messaged me. Then they're coming over to the Jem'Hadar room, which I was so confident I'd find quickly. I'm like, where is that? Now I'm here. I found it.
Yeah, well, actually, it was Phil. Phil didn't know where that was either. I'm surprised. This, according to Al Rivera, this is the Dominion headquarters in the game. So you can see how often we all use it on our Jem'Hadar characters. But 3rd Phileton, tell us how we can serve the Founders tonight.
Absolutely. So soon, we will prove ourselves in battle in the Swarm. Then we will start by dispersing the latest tactical knowledge of our adversaries here on Deep Space Nine, instance number 6, at the Jem'Hadar room. Join our legions as we report on the latest Star Trek Online news and the Priority 1 Dominion's accomplishments, highlighting the loyalty of our most decorated soldiers. Once our pre-mission briefing is complete, we will claim victory by heading to the Gamma Quadrant and engage the Herc in skirmishes, earning marks, experience, and dilithium.
Before we begin, If you viewers can vouch for your loyalty to the founders from now until death, then receive this reward from them. May it keep you strong. For a chance to win a Groupies Boys and Girls Club of America Mega Code Pack, type the word victory into the chat. And that is correct. I said Mega Code, Mega Pack code, because tonight it's all Mega Pack codes for the giveaways. You get a Mega Code, you get a Mega Code, you get a Mega Code, and then that's it, because we only have 3. So for a chance to win that Mega Pack code, type victory into the chat now. May your chances be victorious, and victory is life.
Victory is life. Yeah, and if you would like to receive the Founder's Wisdom directly, then type into the game chat box /channel_join space priority 1, and then hit the enter key.
To become a loyal subject of the Priority 1 Dominion, you can pledge your obedience by visiting PriorityOneArmada.com. We have multiple fleets for you to claim victory. Obedience. The founders, forgive me. Obedience brings victory, and
victory is life.
Victory is life.
Victory is life.
Great job, guys.
They should name an expansion after that.
They should. That would be. You know what? Let's write that down and send them that suggestion.
Now you can show everyone where your loyalties lie with Priority 1 themed merchandise, including the mouse pads, t-shirt, hoodies, and more. There's links to it in our Cafe Press store, and it can be found on the website and Twitch page. Get those while you still can.
We will now reclaim our lives and serve the founders in all things by eliminating our enemies. So, loyal Jem'Hadar soldiers can now X up in the chat channels to battle the swarm. This is the order of things. So on PC, I'll take the first group, and then Phil, if you could take the second group, and then if we have anyone left over, they can form a group on their own. And Turcotte, obviously, if you can round up a group on Xbox, that would be great. So, Phil, if you want to start with Hatch, and then Teacher Guy, and I think PC Cubed, I think will have to form a new team. So hopefully we can get some more people to join us. And if for some reason you don't get to go PC Cubed, we'll make sure you get. Well, we're going to be doing skirmishes later, so I guess it doesn't matter. But if we were going to be doing more TFOs, we'll. You type victory into the Twitch chat, or the YouTube chat, or the Twitter chat, whichever service you're watching it on is how you enter to win.
Okay, I'm full up.
All right.
I'm gonna queue.
Yep. Let's go ahead and queue. So we are doing the swarm. The swarm.
Well, I accidentally did beginner, so.
Oh yeah, I did. I actually did the same
quick
thing.
Yep.
Teacher Guy made a great suggestion in the comments that DS9 needs a VIX Lounge. I wholeheartedly agree. I actually wish you could, I wish you could go into the Hollow Suites. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I love the idea of VIX Lounge. I always thought it would be fun to, let someone, I don't know, people visit different, bridges in just a holodeck setting. You know, there's a whole bunch of things in this game that are mapped off. I know they're trying to sell these things, but there's so many cool ships to fly and things to do. It'd be cool if you could do it in a limited way, perhaps in like a hologram. You know,
the Hurks are about to overrun this planet.
Yeah, that's true. Man, my HUD is extremely cramped here.
Cornered.
Oh yeah, well that too. I have a I have a portable PC, a handheld PC that I use to play sometimes, and switching back and forth oftentimes messes with the HUD. It's like a what's that thing called? A Steam Deck, but it's not. It came out before the Steam Deck, and it has a full keyboard too, which is nice. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but it has a. It looks like a Switch with where the screen slides up and has a keyboard, reveals a keyboard, and then it runs Windows. Actually, I have Windows 11 on it now, but it has the controllers are an Xbox controller, and they're built right into it, which is nice. So.
Well, that's sweet. Yeah, when I was playing PC, I ended up just hooking an Xbox controller up to my computer because I was just so frustrated with trying to fly with, I didn't have a mouse at the time.
Yeah, I actually, we were talking about my nerd cave earlier. Once I set up my nerd cave, I bought an Xbox controller specifically so I could play Star Trek Online from sitting in my chairs on the other side of the room. So
Nice.
And because I had already set up keybinds for my handheld PC, I could just copy, and with an Xbox controller, I could just copy those keybinds over to my desktop, and it worked fine. It worked great, actually.
All right, we got a team running over here, but I'm all self-conscious about my Jemadar setup.
Oh, why? Why is that?
It's got a little T5 guy here.
Oh. Yeah.
No, I should have. I totally spaced on setting up my Jemadar properly tonight. He'll still make it happen, though. But yeah, between conversations, we over here just goofing stuff.
Oh, trust me, if it wasn't for the
Satellite is back
Gamma
online.
recruit, I wouldn't even have
We'll
one.
launch tractor mines against the hurt ships.
I was lucky enough to get the whatever the big bundle that came out when that expansion came out.
I do like that they do these special improvements though, because Jemadar are just so much fun to play with. There's so many little fun things that they do. And their ships are just, built to destroy. It's fun to fly them throughout the whole little story campaign. The ships you get for free, they're all fun to fly.
I have the what do I have? The
last of the
Vanguard
refugee
carrier.
ships are ready.
That's what I'm flying nowadays.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I'm saying I'm watching the stream right now. That's a beautiful ship that we have flying.
Are you referring to my ship?
Mm-hmm.
You saying my ship's beautiful? Oh, thank you.
Oh yeah, that thing's awesome.
Refugee
I mean,
ship
that's
head
the
to
true
escape
end game,
route
right?
Beta. Protect the refugee
Space Barbie?
ships.
I try to run fleet colors. I do a lot of red and green.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, nice.
I never thought about doing that. I tend to go theme, like the theme of the character. Like all my characters have a theme, so I try to build around that. This ship has the Omega Force Vanity Shield on it because it just looks so sweet. I just think
That's
looks
a long
fantastic.
ship.
Yeah, it's like it reminds me of the Battlestar Galactica, actually. Razak, Xbox controller is fun if you can set it up right on the PC. It works quite well, but you have to. It's tough because you either have to use the they have a mode. What's it called? Target mode or something
Herc
that you can
ships
switch to on the
spotted at
PC.
escape route Gamma.
That
Get over there.
On the ground?
yeah, what's that
Yeah,
called?
it becomes like a kind of like a third-person shooter.
Yeah, it's not very good. I actually use an Xbox controller.
Herc Dreadnought on sensors. Be
Not
careful.
in that mode, and I have it set up so that
Refugee ships heading
when I
down
hit
escape route
one
Alpha.
button on
Protect
the
them.
controller, it activates like an entire. It's assigned a row in my tray, and then it picks the first ones that are available to use. So it'll skip any that are on cooldown and then activate the next ones. So I put the powers. I have like attack powers on one row, like buffs on another row, and then like maybe devices or something on another row. And I do that for both space and ground. And then when I hit like the A button on the controller, it'll activate one row. It'll activate like the first 3 abilities, and if I keep hitting the button, it just keeps activating the next set of abilities. So like how I have this set up here is the bottom row is stuff that I always want to cycle. So actually when I'm playing at my keyboard, I have a gamepad that just cycles through these powers, that just keeps doing them. So I don't have to, I push one button and then these just cycle constantly. And then when I target an enemy, I then hit another button and it cycles the second row. And then if I need any other abilities, I use these abilities up here, like as defensive abilities, or if I really want to pop some extra damage with
Herc
some other
ships
abilities.
spotted at escape route Gamma. Get over there.
So, years and years ago when I was, I mean, I still play World of Warcraft now, but when I was really into it, I had a good friend of mine. He was one of the higher-ups in our raiding guild, and we were talking
We're
about
speeding up the
keybinds
evacuation. All
and like,
lanes
what
will
he
be
uses his
utilized now.
hotkeys for his abilities, and he's like, Phil, like, what do you use? And I said, oh, I just,
Herc
I just
ships
click on the
spotted at
buttons.
escape
And
route
he
Gamma.
got
Get
very
over there.
quiet, and he's like, no clicking. I was like, okay. I'm like, I'm sorry, my C is still crouch, not another ability.
So it helps. So having it set up this way helps me when I want to play with an Xbox controller, because then because they're 2 separate keybinds, the controller and the keyboard and mouse. So I can just have it set to run through those rows and activate the abilities.
So if you picked up a controller right now, would it change the HUD to be what it looks like on console?
No, God no. I wish we could get.
Head to escape route Beta. Protect the refugee ships.
I wish we could get there, because there's some stuff on console that is better than PC. Like, for
Refugee
instance,
ships
you can
heading down
set
escape
powers
route Alpha.
to
Protect them.
automatically activate under certain conditions. So, like, for instance, you could set like your hull heals to activate when your hull is at 25%.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
They can't do that on P. That seems like
we've tried, we've asked, we've tried, we've begged. It's apparently different enough that it's I mean, it almost
Herc
they almost
ships
make it sound like
spotted
it's
at
2 different
escape route
builds.
Gamma. Get over there.
That makes so much sense. When I've tried to play PC, I've been looking for these options.
No, they don't.
That's
exist.
very interesting. Well, that's also really interesting what you're saying about how setting up controller. Because I now have a computer that can play Star Trek Online. I have a character that I've had for a long time, but I actually have a computer now that will just let me play. No problems. I got it tonight for my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday!
happy birthday.
Yes, thank you guys so much. Told my family I want to hang out here with Priority 1, and I'm going to a baseball game if it doesn't get rained out tomorrow.
Oh, what game? Well, make it
It's a minor league game. For
Minor
the
league
Gwinnett-
games are fun.
Yeah, the Gwinnett Stripers. And yeah, I like to watch it because you go there, you pay like no money, and I've told all my friends and family, like, if you want to
Refugee
come here
ships
for
heading
like
down escape
$8
route Alpha. Protect them.
and watch minor league baseball with me, I'll be here all day kind of torturing my kids.
I was so mad. I moved to Providence, Rhode Island in 2019, and I was excited because the Pawtucket Red Sox are, just like 20 minutes away from me. The stadium's 20 minutes away from me, and so I was really excited because when I was a kid, I was a big Red Sox fan, and I just for some reason enjoy minor league games better. I don't know why. And in fact, college hockey. I like minor league baseball and college hockey. Those are those are the sports I like to watch.
We did what we could.
And
hopefully the Hercs.
So I was excited that I was going to get to watch some minor league baseball games, and then it was announced that the Pawtucket Red Sox were leaving Pawtucket to go somewhere else, and their final season was going to be the 2020 season. And we all know how that ended up. So I never got to watch the Pawtucket Red Sox play after moving here. So very, very upsetting.
Yeah, that is a bummer. As someone who appreciates minor league baseball, I feel your pain. I would have been excited about watching minor league Red Sox too.
Well, I mean, you're not that. How far are you from Boston? An hour or two, or?
Me? I'm only an hour.
Yeah, so.
But then I'd have to go to Fenway, and that's just a cluster I don't want to deal with.
But yeah, some of the worst fans. Anyway.
Look, man, I stopped. Why didn't that work? Oh, I copied the wrong thing. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy my keybind to this character, and I'm going to play with a controller the next time we go to space. I was a huge Red Sox fan growing up, and played Little League, went to a bunch of games, met a bunch of players, and I was a diehard fan until they won the World Series in 2004. Was it 2004?
Yeah, that was the first
one.
Well, I mean, in recent times.
And I came at the end of that journey. I came to the realization that it will never get any better than that moment. Like, being a Red Sox fan will never be any better than that moment. And I decided that I was done watching baseball.
But they won the World Series like 4 years later.
I know, but I didn't watch it. I didn't care because I was like, it doesn't matter. It won't be as good as 2004.
Well, they were down to 3-1 to the Yankees.
Oh my God!
That was a whole.
My best friend was he had moved to New York to be an actor, and one of his first jobs was he was an extra in the movie Fever Pitch, which is the story of Jimmy Fallon and Drew Barrymore. Is that right? Jimmy Fallon, Drew Barrymore.
I believe so.
And I think it was the Farley brothers directed it. Anyway, they shot that movie in spring of 2004. It's scheduled for release like in January or February or something, and then and they filmed it about the 2004 season, and in the movie that they shot, the Red Sox lost the World Series, and that's how the story ended. But then they won the World Series that fall, and they had to go back and rewrite and reshoot the ending of the movie.
That's pretty funny.
And so yeah, it was pretty funny. But yeah, not a baseball fan anymore. And I can tell by the chat. That nobody else is a baseball fan.
I was gonna say that's your sports minute.
Yeah, that's your. Every time you're on the show, we always talk about sports. I don't know how this happens.
I'm sorry. Last time it was football. Now it's baseball.
Yeah. All right. Sports ball fun. Yes. I love. There's a great T-shirt that says "Go local and or college sports team."
Yeah, baseball is vaguely Star Trek-ing. It's fun.
I mean, well, that's what got us on the topic. Is Winters is wearing the Niners baseball jersey, and that's how we got started talking about baseball earlier. And
that's awesome, Winters.
Yeah, it's very it definitely baseball is definitely DS9 centric. So So yeah, there he is waving. All right, so second Turcotarax, begin our information briefing with the 20% off Starship sale.
Oh yeah, I'd be happy to. Oh yeah, so from now to May 23rd, Star Trek Online is having a 20% off ship sale. Enjoy not just a discount on ships, but fleet modules, dock slots, and ship upgrade tokens. Have you been eyeing a new ship or a ship bundle in the Sea Store? Well, now is the time to grab that ship and to command it. We see here it's all ships and dry dock slots in the Sea Store are 20% off. This includes the bundles that are comprised only of ships. This does not include the bundles that have items other than ships in them. The ship upgrade token bundle, the fleet module, are 20% off as well. And I'm definitely going to be taking advantage of that.
So Turcot, you're going to take advantage of it. Phil, what about you? Are you going to be taking advantage of this ship sale?
You know, honestly, probably not. No really ships have jumped out to me recently, and I did just spend all my Zen to buy keys to sell to get the California class. So maybe one of the.
I see you just had to drop that little nugget in there that you got a California class.
I'm not. Listen, let's not pretend that it was like a glorious thing. It was a lot. It was a lot to get it. You know, I did not have to take out a second mortgage, thankfully. Just got shy. But,
I had to take out a second mortgage on my Galaxy, my USS Galaxy.
But no, I mean, sometimes the bundles I like to get on sale. Excuse me, not the bundles. The services like the dry dock and things like that. So.
Yeah, I probably won't be taking advantage of this sale, but that's probably because of what we're about to talk about next. So. Phil, why don't you tell us about our next news item?
I would be happy to. So, gentlemen, have you ever had an opportunity to try out Star Trek Online's newly revamped tutorial experience for the 2409 Federation characters? If not, now may be the best time to do so. But why now, you might ask? Well, because for the first time, Star Trek Online will soon be offering an opportunity to jumpstart the career of just such a cadet, thanks to the introduction of the legendary Federation 2409 Captain Bundle. By attaining this bundle, you can now instantly raise the level of any single 2409 era Federation character on your account to level 65. And this valuable bundle includes many features, including, like I mentioned, the immediate boost of one of these characters to 65, equipment, services, and other resources sufficient to allow this newly boosted character to be ready to enter the high-level content of Star Trek Online. Also, account-wide access to the legendary Kalen Intel Multi-Mission Explorer, a T6 ship, the next evolution, by the way, of the beloved Vesta-class line of starships. This immense bundle, their words, not ours, will be available on PC starting on May 26th, 2022 for the base price of 12,000 Zen. However, for a limited amount of time, enjoy a special introductory offer of half off, 50%. Available only, though, through May 26th through June 9th, so keep that in mind if you want to get it on sale. Players on console platforms will also be able to obtain this bundle starting on June 16th, not too much longer after, with the same introductory half off sale lasting through June 30th of this year. So advance immediately to max level. After being boosted to Fleet Admiral, your newly elevated captain will find themselves in the possession of an equipment pack begging to be opened. This bundle within a bundle represents an incredible value of high quality gear and other resources ready to put you on the path to immediately enjoying life at max level. And like I said, there's a bunch of things. There's 1 million in energy credits, 1 million in expertise, 250,000 in rep dill vouchers, 5 times specialization qualifications, 1 for each one. There's 5 enhanced universal tech upgrades, 36 inventory slots, 12 bank slots. I can go on and on. But one of the things I did want to highlight specifically, which I really wish they would sell separately, are 6 very rare celebrity hologram bridge officers, which include Catherine Janeway as a science, Julian Bashir as a science officer, Harry Kim as an engineering officer, Nog as an engineer, Tom Paris as tactical, and Tuvok as tactical. Now, before everyone gets excited to have an Ensign Harry Kim on their bridge, unfortunately, they are all pre-promoted to commander rank. They are all fully trained in all basic bridge officer abilities, and they are pre-equipped with purple Mark 14 ground equipment, including special issue phaser weapons. And unfortunately, in typical fashion, all items received from this bundle are bind to character on pickup and have no energy credit value if discarded. But boy, there's a lot of stuff.
So Turcotte, why don't you tell us about the ship, and then we'll discuss this entire bundle.
Yes, the legendary. So I'm not so confident. The Salian Intel Multi-Mission Explorer. So let your new fleet admiral explore the galaxy in style in a never-before-released legendary starship and unlock access to this incredible starship, all of the characters on your account. So this is the Vesta-class line of ships, has already been, it's already proven itself a capable and versatile vessel in many regards, which caused Starfleet Intelligence to take a keen interest in further developing and specializing some of its well-known functionality for dangerous and sometimes highly classified intelligent operations. The result of these developments is the updated Kalian class, which can in many respects be seen as the pinnacle of its lineage. Now, like other legendary starships, this vessel is meant to represent the pinnacle of an entire line of vessels. This will include a single starship, all of the consoles, starship trait, and costumes. This is from the entire line of both the Tier 5 and Tier 6 variants of the Vesta families of starships. This includes the Vesta Multi-Mission Surveillance Explorer, the Aventine Multi-Mission Reconnaissance Explorer, the Radabaker Multi-Mission Strategic Explorer, the Brigid Multi-Mission Surveillance Explorer, the Palatine Multi-Mission Reconnaissance Explorer, and the Esquine Multi-Mission Strategic Explorer. Now, visuals for all of the above ships are unlocked when the legendary starship is commissioned, along with its brand new intelligence style, customization options. All of these options may be used interchangeably with one another to help you get the perfect look for your new flagship. Now, additionally, with the recent remaster of the Vesta class line of starships, new additional material and window options were added. The Kalian class and all other ships within its family of starships are able to use these updated options. So, your purchase of this bundle will unlock the ability for all characters on your account to claim and fly this versatile science vessel, and the starship stats and specifications are for the legendary Kalian Intel Multi-Mission Explorer. Comes with the following features from previous ships within its lineage. So you got the console, it's universal, all of these. You have the sympathetic Fermion transceiver, the multidimensional wave functional analysis module, quantum field focus controller, the omnidirectional tachyon wave siphon. You have the isometric dispersal array, a radiation bombarded matrix, and upon reaching level 5 in this starship's mastery, you will then unlock the charged particle reaction, the exotic particle shielding, and heavy tachyon mine. These are all the starship traits. These traits can be found on the previous versions of the starship. Now, upon reaching level 6 in the starship's mastery, you will then unlock the Katom Reconstruction Starship trait for all of the characters on your account. So let's take a look at the stats on this ship. You have 4 weapons, 2 aft weapons, a bridge officer station, 1 lieutenant commander tactical, 1 lieutenant engineering, 1 ensign science, 1 commander science intel, lieutenant commander universal intel consoles. One sec. I'm sorry. An intel ensign science, a commander science intel, a commander universal intel. Now the consoles is 4 tactical, 2 engineering, 5 science. This scales with It has a hangar bay equipped with the Danube Runabout hangar pets, charged particle reaction, exotic particle shielding, and heavy tachyon mine starship traits. You have the Katam Reconstruction account unlock starship trait, like I just said, and the Admiralty stats are Engineering 22, Science 54, Tactical 41, with a special negative 25% to maintenance per engineering ship. Now, the account unlock starship trait, the Katam Reconstruction, while this trait is slotted, now activating the hazard emitters on any bridge intel officer will build up charges which will enable automated healing while your hull is low. So if you have one or more charge, one will be consumed every few seconds while below 50%. The max hull in order to immediately restore a percentage of your max hull. So, while below 50% hull, remove one charge of Katam Reconstruction to restore 10% of the maximum hull. You get this once per 5 seconds. For all of these details that I just did my best to read out to you with all of the training of listening to Star Trek shows for years, you can find in a blog post on the Cryptics website.
All right, so this is a pretty epic bundle, and I will note before we talk about this that I believe those consoles that this ship comes with are the ones needed to do the Tour of the Galaxy build efficiently. I believe those are ones. Somebody correct me in the chat. I know Winters is around, but I'm pretty sure some of those consoles are the ones you need for that build. So, so Phil, does this interest you? Do you think that you'll be getting it, or does it excite you at all?
Okay, let me answer your question with a question. Would you waste it buying on a character that's already max level?
No, I think you get a token that you can then apply to any character.
Okay, there you go. So then, I mean, I really want those bridge officers, man. Like, that's like the only, like, I was reading through it and I'm like, okay, more money, whatever. But then it's like Tuvok and Tom Paris and like, I already have Marshall Janeway, but like, that would be the reason why I would get it. Like, nothing else really interests me.
But this isn't Marshall Janeway. This is Admiral Janeway.
Oh, no, I know. I mean, that's even more. Just, you know, having the full thing. And that would be the only reason I would want to get it for those. But I don't know if I want to spend the money just for that part of it.
What about you, Turcotte? When this eventually hits console, do you think you'll want to pick it up?
I'm not so interested on console. Like I said, I just got this computer for the PC side. And what I had is a character I made years ago in the PC, and then I quit playing, and I picked it back up on Xbox, and now I can play again. So I got this one character, and I kind of want to make another one and get it to level 65 immediately. Actually kind of sounds cool in my exact specific situation.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but the 50%, because they don't actually say it in the post, but the 50% off price is 6,000 Zen, right?
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's what, about the price of 2 tier 6 ships normally?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
that's a fair point too.
I mean, that's that introductory price. And whenever these bundles and stuff or brand new ships come out, I always look at the introductory price, because that's the real price. That's the real value, right? The base price, the quote unquote base price, in my opinion, is just, an inflated cost for missing out on it. That's not a bad price. I honestly, I'm kind of excited about this. I think it has a lot of stuff that I'm interested in. It has these special weapons that are only available in this pack. It also has a special environmental suit that is, I believe it's the one is it the one Bashir wears? They mention what mission it's from. But there's a special Federation environmental suit that you only get from this. There's enough little things, like you mentioned, the bridge officers, and whatever their special phaser weapons are. There's just enough of those little things that I'm seriously thinking about getting this. It's a shame too, because about a year ago, or maybe 2 years ago, I bought the Vesta bundle to get those consoles for the Tour of the Galaxy build. So if I didn't already have those, it would be an automatic buy for me. But I'm seriously thinking about it. I think that there's just enough in here for me that gets me excited about having some of this stuff, because I like to build theme characters, and there's definitely a lot of cool stuff I could do with, like, the bridge officers and the weapons, and possibly even the the ships. I mean, the ships, they're not, they're, by themselves, they're not that exciting, but I mean, they look cool. So yeah, I'm probably gonna pick it up. I think I'm gonna pick it up. Yeah.
Do you know if you could get any of these bridge officers already, like previously?
I don't believe
Nog,
so.
yes.
No. Nog, and so what's the list?
So the list is Janeway, Bashir. Yeah, you can get Bashir.
Yep.
Harry Kim, Nog. You can also get Tom Paris and Tuvok.
Yeah, I think the only ones are Nog and. But even then, so it depends too, because the Nog bridge officer, I believe, is his DS9 uniform, like the gray. I think it's the old gray one. So I wonder if this one is Captain Nog.
God, am I gonna have to get some more Zen, Tony?
I'm just telling you. I have a feeling that these. Like, aside from the Bashir one, because he comes with his current medical uniform, his Odyssey uniform, I have a feeling that all of these characters are going to be wearing their current rank and uniforms from when you encounter them in the game, because I'm fairly certain, and again, somebody correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but I'm fairly certain that the previous Nog bridge officer is in his yellow and gray, first contact style DS9 uniform. I'm almost positive, and so yeah.
I wish I had looked into this. Yeah, I wonder if we're getting like a Bashir without a beard, and I wonder what the difference between an admiral versus a Marshal Janeway bridge officer would be.
I mean, I'm sure there'll be some stat differences, but I think she's gonna look like she does in the episodes, like Admiral Janeway looks like in the episodes. I'm pretty sure. I feel like the Julian Bashir one is going to be the exact same one we've already gotten, but I feel like the rest of these are going to be their updated, like, current looking. And I could be wrong. They could all be in their Voyager, colored top. Uniforms. Nog could be in a cadet uniform for all we know. So,
quick sidebar: I really do not like how Julian Bashir looks. And
really?
Like I really like. It looks like he was on a bender and like tired, and the beard, and like it doesn't even really look like him. Like, you can kind of see it, but I mean, I know that they're makeup, but like Garrick and Odo look like Garrick and Odo, and even Kira, but like with Bashir, I have never that's like, if I had to nitpick, the only thing I didn't like about Victory's Life.
Really? Yeah, makes me want to go. It makes me want to go and find my Bashir bridge officer and see.
He's just, because he's like one of my favorite characters. I guess it's my protection of what I love.
Oh.
You said Victory's Life, so now I feel like I have to say, I have to repeat it after you. Victory's Life. So, when are we going to get an O'Brien?
I would love an O'Brien. Well, the bridge officers are always characters that are in the game that actors have voiced, and I bet that Cole Meany probably just isn't, just isn't interested in coming back to the character at this level.
Well, we can dream. Hopefully one day.
I mean, he is the most important person in all of
Starfleet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone should build the statue.
Oh, here it is. I do have it. He doesn't look that bad.
I disagree.
It does kind of look like Florida. Like I've been hanging out at the beach.
That's perfect for Phil. That's perfect for Phil. Because
Florida
that's
looks like Florida
that's
man.
that's exactly what Phil does.
Man, that is tough.
Hey, I was born in Cape Canaveral. I'm allowed to say this.
That's pretty funny though.
All right, so let's move on to our next topic. Phil, although I should have had Turcotte read this. Phil, tell us about Xbox and PS4 news, which is not a ton, but
no, sure. So the starting on May 26th, the console players will have the chance to make a Gamma Recruit until June 16th. And also on May 26th, the legendary Dominion Captain's Bundle will be available to purchase.
Very cool. Turcotte, does this stuff excite you to play, or are you just done with console and you're just gonna move to PC now?
Yes, I'm abandoning it tonight. I'm trying to make this PC character. No, I'm encouraging everyone to do this because Jem'Hadar, like I was saying earlier in the episode, just like a lot of fun to play. Ground missions and space. Everyone should have one. And I got plenty of room in the 3 different KDF fleets over here to have Jem'Hadars come and join. So, yeah, I'm trying to get everyone to do it. I already have a Jem'Hadar recruit and another 15 characters after that. So I'll probably still do it. I'll probably still just make another one.
Very cool. All right. Before we move on, let's do our first giveaway. I think our loyal soldiers have waited long enough. So
yeah.
So let's see. The winner of our first Groupies Boys and Girls Club of America Mega Pack code is Cal Nightwolf. So congratulations to you. Let's see, you are watching on Twitch, I believe. So go ahead and private message our Twitch account here. Just send me a private message with your email address, and we will send that code out to you after the show.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and again, that comes with, so the Mega Pack comes with the Cross-Faction Command Dreadnought Cruiser Bundle, which I believe is the Baran? Is that the ship that it comes with? Let's see, I have it in here somewhere. I think it's the Baran and the oh, here it is, right here. Yeah, it's the Baran and the Koj. So it's these 2 ships right here. So yeah, this ship here is looks kind of like the new Stargazer from Picard, kind of. And I've seen some people make Stargazer builds with it. So yeah, so enjoy those. Oh, does it come with something else too? Oh, it comes with a fleet module and a ultimate tech upgrade. Very cool. All right. So let's move on to PC patch notes. So there's a lot of PC patch notes. I'm just going to go over the notable ones. But if you do want the full list, go ahead and check out the post on the Cryptic website. So let's see. They resolved an issue that was preventing the game client from starting on Windows 8 operating system. Seems important. Resolved an issue that was causing traits that are not saved in a loadout to unslot when a loadout is selected. That seems annoying. Resolved an issue that was causing loadouts to not properly save device stack size when moving between maps. Resolved an issue that was preventing the upgrade action on a few items. Resolved an issue that caused captains to only be able to equip one console at a time from the following list: Tholian Tetryon Grid, Controlled Gravimetric Demolition, and Terraforming Emulsion. The Borg Sphere and Borg Cubes have been totally remastered with the new model and material. And I saw some pictures of some people fighting against the Borg, and honestly, I couldn't tell the difference. So,
someone online made the point that said, imagine being the person who spent all this time remastering them and to have it drowned out by all the particle effects and visual effects.
Yeah. And then the episode The Calling had several updated fixes. So
I love that band. Wait, what? No,
all right, we're not doing a music minute also. Some known issues, so some issues that are still happening. There's a known issue causing T6X upgrades to be removed from ships when pulled from dry dock. There is a known issue preventing the holographic Geordi LaForge bridge officer from being commissioned by Romulan and Jem'Hadar captains aligned with the Federation. So that seems annoying. So, AJ, I think that they did a separate patch, because they did three or four patches last week, and I think one of them was specifically to address the lag issues. Although I have not played enough since that patch to really see if it affected anything, but from what little I have played, doing dailies and stuff, it seems to be better. So, maybe they're working on it again in the future. And hopefully I hear a lot of people talking about how they're still having the trait issue where their traits on slot. I believe that if that is still happening for you, that you need to what was the workaround? It was something like saving a new loadout, or like saving to a different new loadout might solve the trick. But I can tell you, I personally have I have had that problem in the past, and I have not had that problem for a while now, since they quote unquote fixed it. So don't
they also say to only save all of them in
space?
Sector space?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know about sector space. I usually save it in just space, just like beaming up from like in space around Earth space dock, and I always save there, and I don't usually have a problem. So all right, before we get to Armada news, let's start our next giveaway. So for another Boys and Girls Groupies Boys and Girls Club of America Megapack code. Now, if you could type in the word obedience into the chat, and I've pasted it in there, so you can just copy and paste it right from that. Obedience.
I love the word choices.
Yeah, I think last time I did Jem'Hadar Night a few months ago, and I think we just did Victory is Life, so I thought I'd change it up slightly. But yeah, so type in the word obedience into the chat for a chance to win that Mega Pack code. All right, so let's get back to the news, and we are going to talk about some Armada news. So, Colony Sim Sundays. Tomorrow we continue the Colony World Invasion simulations every Sunday for the Priority 1 Zeta Fleet. This is in an effort to build up provision supplies, which are staggeringly low at the moment due to the high number of upgrades that have been done lately. Currently, it takes just over 2 days to build up enough provisions to put a single day's worth of projects on cooldown. We hope that this new limited time event will build up our supply of provisions, which will help us get to a Tier 5 colony. This Monday, the Priority 1 Armada takes to the airways again with our new live broadcast titled Accolade Hunter, hosted by our very own James. This series will focus on finding all those pesky accolades that you might not know about scattered across the galaxy. To check the time for this event, open up the fleet window, like so. Go to the Events tab, and you will see right here, Accolade Hunter. And that is, it'll show your local time zone time, so just go by that on your local time zone. And you can join us every Monday as we go accolade hunting. There will be no TFO Tuesday or Thursday this week, as we are taking it off for the U.S. Memorial Day weekend. So this, which is these two events, will not be happening. Thank you, Teacher Guy. I actually did that intro also for the Accolade Hunter. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, so these two, TFO Tuesday and Thursday, on these 2 dates will not be happening due to the Memorial Day weekend here in the U.S. The Priority 1 Zeta fleet is working on its final Tier 4 upgrade for the Colony World fleet holding. At the time of this broadcast, all that remains to be filled is provisions, which are gradually building up with the Zeta Colony Sim Sunday events, which will be running again tomorrow. The Priority 1 Romulan Republic fleet is working on a Taylor upgrade for the Fleet Spire and only needs approximately 50 DOFs. In fact, there are several projects that are in need of DOFs, so there are plenty of opportunities to earn fleet credits in the Romulan Republic fleet. Moving on to the KDF side, the House of Grilka fleet was able to put its third Tier 5 upgrade for the Colony World fleet holding on cooldown earlier this week. This upgrade will come off cooldown a little over 10 days from now, and thanks to the incredible efforts of all members. The Klingon High Council fleet is finished adding the personnel trainer to the Colony World earlier this week. The High Council fleet is also working on several projects across all holdings with many opportunities to earn fleet credits. The Romulan Tal Shiar fleet is working on an upgrade to station a personnel officer on the starbase and only needs a little over 100,000 dilithium. And if you're interested in joining any of our specialist fleets like the Ferengi Alliance, the Klingon High Council, the Romulan Republic, or the Romulan Tal Shiar fleet, you can submit your application on the Priority 1 Armada website once you have reached the fleet rank of captain in any of our primary fleets. These specialist fleets offer 25% reduced requirements for all promotions, as well as instant access to all fleet stores. Priority 1 Armada wants you on Twitter. We'd love to boost our social media followers, so each month we're giving away 10 Lockbox Master Keys, 1 T6X token, and 1 Fleet Ship module. All you have to do is just follow our tweet. All you have to do is follow our Twitter account at P1Armada, retweet our promotional tweets, and or comment on our promotional tweets to enter. So make sure you follow us and retweet and comment for more chances to win. Check out our Twitter account at P1Armada. All right, 2 more items. The Cafe Press Store. So, greetings to all members of the Armada. We are currently working on updating many of the designs that are used across a wide range of merchandise in our online store as part of our next big project within the community. However, recently the senior staff and I were talking about this project. This comes from Fleet Admiral Winters, by the way. And what we wanted to achieve, and we realized that we are not very happy with the look of the current Cafe Press store and its service. So we are now announcing that we are building a brand new merchandise store with a whole new look and feel. Sadly, this does mean that we are going to shut down the current Cafe Press store while we switch services. But don't worry, we hope to launch the new store before our 10th anniversary next year, if not sooner. Obviously, the new merch store is going to take some time to be built, designs made, samples purchased to check quality of products, and so on and so forth. With that said, Saturday, the 21st of May, 2022, we will be shutting down the Cafe Press store permanently. If anyone would like to get any of the current merchandise with any of the old designs, be sure to do it before next Saturday, meaning this Saturday today. We are looking at this as a sad day because this way we get to surprise all of you with a brand new store and all new designs, really cool merchandise. So I did talk to Winters before the show, and we are going to keep the store open for a few more hours. So I would say that if there is anything you want to grab from the Cafe Press store, I would get it in the next, 6 hours or so, or tomorrow morning U.S. time at the latest, because it will be shutting down this weekend. And then we have an announcement. All right. Also from Fleet Admiral Winters, know ye that, reposing special trust and confidence in the patriotism, valor, fidelity, and abilities, I do appoint you Vice Admiral in the Priority 1 on or about the stardate. This officer will therefore carefully and diligently discharge the duties of the officer to which appointed by doing and performing all manner of things thereunto belonging. And I do strictly charge and require those officers and other personnel of lesser rank to render such obedience as is due an officer of this grade and position, and this officer is to observe and follow such orders and directives from time to time as may be given by me or the future admiral of the fleet, Priority 1, or other superior officers acting in accordance with the laws and regulations of the United Federation of Planets, Starfleet Command, and Priority 1. This commission is to continue in force during the pleasure of the Admiral of the Fleet, Priority 1, from the time being, under the provisions of those regulations relating to officers and conduct of Priority 1, in which this appointment is made. So, we are announcing that Captain Jesse is being promoted to Vice Admiral in Priority 1. So, congratulations, Jesse.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Also, we want to make a shout out to to one of our website donators. So the donations that we gather from the website come in very handy. They help us pay for various services like website hosting fees, production software for the show, domain name fees, IFTTT services, restreaming software for the show. And so this week we would like to thank Captain Lightning Primo for their generous donation. So thank you very much, Mark, for your donation and for helping out the Priority 1 Armada. So again, congratulations to Jesse and thank you to Mark. And if you would like to support the Priority 1 Armada, you can make a donation on our website and receive a thank you package based on the amount you donate. So you can do that by visiting PriorityOneArmada.com to find out more. All right, so let's beam up and head out to the Gamma Quadrant, and we're gonna run some skirmishes and gather a bunch of dilithium and marks and so forth.
That sounds great. I think we brushed over the fact that the hologram Geordi is having a issue. That's so on brand, right? It's just cool that we have actual hologram malfunctions. If you're trying to use it, I guess not cool, but
That's a weird. I mean, I often think when I see a bug like that, I'm like, oh, that's a weird bug, but I shouldn't be surprised by any bugs anymore. I don't know why I still am.
yeah, I found a cool one tonight. There's I'm not sure what it is, but when you plug a keyboard into an Xbox and hit a certain key, it pulls up some of the PC HUD, like little menus you can't get to with a controller.
Really?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure exactly how to. I've done it twice now, and I realized tonight it was the keyboard that was making it happen. I'm gonna try to figure it out and let them know.
I said I was going to use my my Xbox controller, and then I realized that the USB receiver was not plugged in. So here we go.
I got a little bit of Xbox news I can talk about.
Yeah. So let's head to... Oh, looks like the green one is happening right now. So let's head to that on PC. We'll finish up this round of skirmishes, and then we'll start another one right away. So in the meantime, go ahead, Turcotte, tell us.
Yeah, we have an event going right now, which is we're making a postcard. So we're trying to get a screenshot from everyone, and anyone who participates and sends a screenshot, either by posting it in the Priority 1 Armada.com Xbox forum post about the event, or sending it to me through the Xbox Messenger is fine too. And this is for all of the different fleets in Xbox, whether it's the 3 KDF, we have 3 Fed, a Gorn, and a Ferengi. We need help with all if anyone wants to join any of those. But you'll have to send me a screenshot, and everyone who sends me a screenshot will get a prize. And then we're giving a T6 ship away to the one that we choose and use, and the deadline is the 4th of next month, so everyone get your screenshots in.
That's awesome. I'm so jealous you guys have a Gorn fleet.
Yeah, I like the Gorn fleet. There's not a lot of people. You got to get on the Gorn and like hang out at seedy KDF spots. You'd be like, hey man, you want to join an all Gorn fleet? But when you meet someone who's really into Gorn, it's great. You know,
the Hearth are swarming the debris in this sector to gather resources.
I make my Gorn look really, my whole idea is that he wants to have a career in hip hop afterwards. He has like really nice shoes. He wears jeans. He's just kind of like obsessed with like being a performer when this is all said and done, his service in the military.
Very cool. Have a good night, teacher guy. Thanks for stopping by again.
Later, teacher guy.
Cairo, you never know what'll happen in the future. You never know.
Never say never.
Not that I know anything, but I would love it if there was a Jem'Hadar fleet as well. But the specialist fleets are very thought out and very, they're a lot of things are taken into account with those. So it's not always just it's not as easy as it might seem. Is this the one with the asteroids? So I am now playing with my Xbox controller.
Nice.
So the only thing I'm doing is clicking the loot drops with my mouse. Everything else I'm doing with my Xbox controller. Somebody just stole my asteroids. Oh no, I have asteroids. I have the asteroids. Okay.
Just sunk my battleship.
My dream is to be able to get like one voice command in this game. I just want to be able to yell at like my TV, fire torpedoes.
Oh, there's an app for that. Well, for PC anyway. In fact, when I first started, way back in the day when the game first came out, somebody had made an app for your tablet that was all an LCARS interface, but you would then run an app on your computer, and you could use your tablet as the inputs for the game. Computer stop. Sorry, I activated my Alexa by mistake.
You have it set to computer?
I do, yes. And my specific Alexa in my office is called the Bridge. So whenever somebody else in the house has to whenever they want to talk to me on it, they have to ask their Alexa to drop in on the bridge.
Oh, nice. Someone the other day, I have one too, and they asked me why I didn't call it computer. I think it was fun to do. Well, why? I mean, that's your thing, Star Trek. And I was like, I don't know, I prefer Alexa.
I will tell you that it becomes an issue when you're watching Star Trek. Because every 5 minutes, somebody in the show asks the computer for something.
I had it set that way for a moment, but it was much easier for my 3-year-old to say computer and get it to recognize him than Alexa. So we changed it back. I'm sorry if I just set everyone else's personal assistant off just now.
There's this guy, one of these guys I watch on Twitch, one of his followers,
the destruction
their
of that
username
will
is,
slow the hurt down in this sector. For a while,
you know,
at least.
Not Echo Alexa, but Play Africa by Toto. And
that's a wonderful
it's
trope.
like one of the things I like reach for my speaker as he's saying it, but I'm always too late. I like you can tell her to go to red alert. That's really cool.
I have LED lights in my I guess we're doing green again. I have LED lights in my ceiling that run the border on one end of my ceiling, and I'm putting in LED lights on the other side, so it looks like the corner lights like on a starship, and they're Alexa powered, so I can have them activate red, like I can say red alert and then have them flash red.
That is great. I am trying to make a little area that looks like a starship in my attic here, just enough where I can have all of my Star Trek things and make a.
Oh, that's awesome.
Start making like videos talking about the Star Trek comics. Is what I've been thinking about doing. Because I have this uniform.
We can't see it, just so you know.
It's beautiful.
Oh.
The Herc
it's
are
the
swarming the
uniform
debris
I
in
made
this sector
Michelle
to gather
Nichols
resources.
laughing.
We believe there's a
It's
Herc
one of my
flagship
proudest
in there.
moments.
The Herc are
I
reinforcing.
met her at a convention wearing it. I'm like, I haven't eaten in 3 months to take this picture.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I got her to laugh. Like, yes, that's awesome. Yeah, do you guys read the Star Trek comics at all?
Not so much anymore. I have a couple of years ago I used to read comics, but then I accumulated such a backlog, and then I just never got around to catching up. So
yeah, there's always a danger of that in comics.
the last Star Trek run I read was the Star Trek Transformers crossover comic event, where it was 1984 Transformers and the Star Trek animated series crossover, and it was awesome.
Yeah, I read that too. That was fantastic. It's a big recommend.
Oh my God, seeing the Enterprise as a Transformer was just amazing, and I'm shocked that they did not make that a toy, because they do crossovers all the time. Most recently, they did a Jurassic Park crossover with Transformers. They did a Top Gun crossover with Transformers, and they did a Ghostbusters and a Back to the Future. I have the
My Little Pony.
Did they do it on My Little Pony? I mean, they did a. I'm talking about the actual physical toys. Like they actually made like a jet that turns into Maverick, which I thought was the silliest thing ever. But I don't know why they didn't do a Star Trek toy. Like it just bothers me to no end.
Yeah, I would buy a huge transforming Enterprise and have to have that conversation with anyone. It's like, why? Oh, let me explain. I already have a pretty nice Enterprise here. I found a Kelvin toy at a yard sale for cheap. It was great.
That's cool. I have my favorite Kelvin Star Trek item. I have is I have the Enterprise from the 2009 movie, and it's a plastic one with a plastic thing, but the saucer, you can open up the saucer and the DVD is inside the saucer.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
It's just a case. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's like a ship that you put on your shelf, so it has a stand and it's a ship, and it looks great. But it came in a relatively, not giant sized DVD box. It was a collector's edition from Target, and I found it at like a convention, and it has the DVD sits inside the saucer section, and I just thought that was amazing.
That's really cool. How is it like? I guess it's only big enough to fit the DVD. Does it look like it's huge, or is it?
No,
Is the saucer disproportionate to the rest of the show?
Nope. It looks if you didn't know that it had a DVD, a Blu-ray in it, you would think it was just a toy.
Wow.
Let me see if I can. I wonder if I can. I wonder if I can bring a picture of it up on the stream.
That ship. Funny enough, I know earlier we were talking about getting lucky with lockbox ships and selling them for ships you want. That was when the Janeway class came out. I was lucky enough to pull one of those, and I sold it, and I bought the Kelvin Enterprise with it.
Oh, cool.
Bad news. Do what you can.
Yeah, I sold the I pulled an Infinity box ship, a T61, and I pulled the 1701 Enterprise, the T61, and this was back before the Legendary bundles, and I sold that for hundreds of millions of credits, and then I ended up buying. What did I buy? Oh, I bought the Klingon D10. Is that what it's called? The Klingon D10 ship. It's a really nice looking. It's I forget where it was from, but it's like it's a really nice looking Klingon battle cruiser, and I bought that, and I bought the Ferengi Tier 5 ship, which at the time was like 15 million credits, I think. But yeah, that was exciting.
I've been flying the Kelvin Dreadnought cruiser for just like forever recently. I just haven't had time to really build anything else that would be impressive as a nice flagship for me to fly around and do things. And I was just desperate to change it. I just like really wanted to put something else. Just didn't have the time. All my other ships are kind of designed like junk drawers. But as soon as this new show came out, Strange New Worlds, I'm like, oh yeah, this is great. I'm so happy. Perfect. Classic. But now I want a really nice Enterprise now. I'm just loving this new show. I won't spoil anything for anyone.
Oh, the show's been great.
What a great, the last month has just been fantastic with Picard, Strange New Worlds. Like I was saying, I read all the comics. That's been great. I read I listened to the audio drama that we were talking about it earlier, where 7 of 9 and Raffi are hanging out, and they go and do some cool stuff in Romulus space. I wouldn't ruin that for anyone, but you should check that out. It's like 4 hours long, but it has the actual actresses playing their roles, and that's what was really cool about it.
Do you? So I have a question. I was talking about this with my brother.
We did
and,
it.
I guess it
invasion
depends
is
on your
over.
what are your
We got
guys'
ourselves
favorite
some
Star
time,
Trek series?
but we'll need to prepare for another attack.
Oh my gosh. It's like asking me to choose. Actually, it would be easier for me to choose a favorite kid.
It's so hard right now, really.
I mean, I love them all for different reasons, and because I think there's so much value in like the different shows for different reasons, and I mean, I don't know, man. Like, Deep Space Nine used to be my favorite. I would have to say, so Deep Space Nine is probably my favorite, but Discovery is really close, and then TNG is just because that's the one that introduced me to Star Trek.
What about you, Sir Cat?
Yeah, I don't want to embarrass myself and say Lower Decks, but I just love it so much.
Oh my God, I forgot about Lower Decks. Good Lord, there's.
But also, the more classy side of me wants to say Enterprise, right? Like God, I love that show.
That's awesome that you love that show. Can I just say that? Because that's the other thing too. It's like whenever there's a new Star Trek show, it's judged so harshly, and especially in the internet age. And I feel like Enterprise was judged very harshly, but it has found so much love since then, and as all the shows do when people go back and watch them. And but yeah, there's a lot I love about Enterprise as well.
Well, this was not my question, but the shuttle. Are you guys familiar with the Shuttle Pod podcast?
I watch it every week.
It's great. For
so
those
good.
Who are unaware, Connor Trenier and Dominic Keating, Trip Tucker and Malcolm Reed, respectively, host a show about their time at Enterprise. They've interviewed a bunch of actors so far. They have been recently interviewing Rick Berman, and it's been interesting to see the behind the scenes. Enterprise to me was fine. Like, I thought season 4 was the best.
Season 4 is some of the best Star Trek, period.
Just
as far as I'm
really
concerned.
Good.
It's really good.
But so the point I was making earlier, my brother and I, my favorite is Deep Space Nine, and his is The Next Generation. And we were talking, and we had the thought, would you trade all of the new Star Trek from Discovery through Strange New Worlds for one more season of your favorite older Star Trek show?
Absolutely not.
I would have said yes before Strange New Worlds.
No, I would have. After Discovery season 1, I would have said no. Absolutely not.
At this point, Michael Burnham is one of my favorite captains. Like, thinking about that character is like who I go to for inspiration to keep going and things. Like, Michael Burnham would finish mopping this floor.
I've also said before that Captain Michael Burnham is probably my favorite version of Michael Burnham.
Oh yeah, well, and that's the thing is that's the thing that makes Discovery somewhat special and unique, is that every other Star Trek show, you could say with the exception of Deep Space Nine, but even then, like Sisko was a fully formed authority figure, and he was in charge, and it was, he was the commander of the station, right? Just another name for the captain of the show, okay? And we never saw, you never see, and the same thing with all the other captains, is you never see their journey to becoming a captain. And the thing that makes Discovery unique is that from the onset of the show, that was always part of the purpose of that show. Was we start with a character who is not the captain and who has, you know, flaws and has to go through these trials and tribulations to become that fully formed character. And so obviously we love Michael Burnham as the captain because that's the typical captain character. Where she is now is where the other captains were from day one. You know what I mean?
Does it
Interesting way of putting it.
Does it make sense to say that I love the characters but not the show they're on?
I mean, it's fine. Yeah, it's not wrong. It's just it's an opinion.
I think with all Trek, they all have their episodes that just really hit, and then some, that aren't quite there, but we're trying interesting things.
Well, the thing about the new shows that I've discovered is that the writers are not as heavy-handed with the messages as I feel like they should be because it's a Star Trek show and they can be.
Do what you can.
And because oftentimes what happens for me is that I watch a season or an episode and I'm like, oh, that was interesting, and I think about it a little bit and I get a little bit out of it. But then I'll watch like an interview or like a post-season interview with the creators and how they talk about how they came up with the story and what the themes and the motifs and like the messages were that they were trying to deliver. And I was like, wow, I did not get a lot of that, but now that they say that, I can see where they were going and where they were coming from, and it enriches the experience of the show. And I feel like the only negative for me is that it is not as clear as I wish it was.
I think I don't know if I'm judging this correctly, but like if you look at Strange New Worlds without spoiling it, in the second episode there's a lot of Uhura backstory and you learn a lot about her and she grows. And then in this episode, in the most recent one, it's number 1. And then so like, but it's but you're not worried about who are the 10C. Like the whole season,
because because the storytelling is different. They purposefully have gone back to that literally Planet of the Week, model of storytelling, and they're doing the old style Star Trek in that, but with character memory, in that the events in the episode, like what the episode is about from a plot standpoint, is a catalyst for something that one of the characters is going through, and you learn more about that character through that conflict. And if it's a good Star Trek episode, it's about something relevant to today, right? And
we did it. The invasion is over.
Strange New Worlds is nailing that style of storytelling. Discovery and Picard. So like Star Trek in the past has been a lot of social commentary and social justice and things that are happening in the world, and from like things that are happening outside of ourselves and the world around us, right? Discovery and Picard are very much more about personal struggles and mental health and trauma, overcoming trauma, shared trauma, and a lot of stuff that generational trauma, a lot of stuff that we as a society are discovering that we're really dealing with, in addition to all this other stuff. And the problem is that not everybody in reality is affected by that trauma in the same way. And so some people watch Discovery, and I've had conversations with people about this. Some people have watched Discovery and they get it. They understand what they're talking about. They understand how relevant it is to what's happening in the world today and what's happening with them personally and other people personally. And so it's, it makes sense to an extent. And that's wonderful, and that's what Star Trek should be. And what's great about it is that is that even if it doesn't connect with you personally, it is connecting with other people personally, and it is becoming their Star Trek. And that is okay, because there's so much Star Trek out there that everybody can have their Star Trek and connect with it and have it feel relevant and meaningful to them.
There's also been a common thread of, is there too much Star Trek? And my answer is always going to be no. Frankly, because not because I'm a fan, but because of something like the pandemic. If the pandemic has taught us anything, is that everything you love can be gone in a second. And if things went south and differently, then we could have nothing. All these shows would be gone. So bring it on. Give me 50 of them. I don't care. They could all be great. They could all be terrible. The point is that it exists, and I'd love to see where it goes. No, go for it.
No, go finish your thought, because then I want to do the second giveaway and then start the third one.
Oh no, that was pretty much it. It's just like, if you're not always, to use a baseball reference, going to bat 1,000 and be perfect every time.
Oh my God, there's with your baseball references again.
But it's good. It's good, and it's all great.
All right, so let's give away our second Groupies Boys and Girls Club of America Mega Pack code, and then we'll start our third giveaway for another one. So the winner of the second Boys and Girls Club of America Mega Pack code is at Ralph Kerr. So congratulations, Ralph. I believe you were also a Twitch viewer, so go ahead and private message the Party One account and with your email address, and we'll get that code sent out to you after the show. And let's go right into the next giveaway, because we are flying through tonight's show. So for your chance to win our third and final Groupies Boys and Girls Club of America Mega Pack code, type into the chat the word life. And I did want to go back to something AJ Biega said in the comments about Picard and losing a family member. I too have lost a family member to suicide when I was younger, and in fact, my personal experience was very similar to what Picard went through in the show, and I did not find it insulting, and I did not find it inaccurate, and I actually appreciated the way that it was dealt with, and the way that to an extent, I think for me, Picard stretches out a lot of their main ideas and stories over too many episodes. I feel like the entire plot of season 2 of Picard could have been 4 episodes tops.
I really like that criticism. The last episode really pulls everything together, but yeah, putting it that it was just spread out a little too much. It was I would have liked to have seen more of the Picard ancestor kind of featured in the show a little bit, and maybe some of the other stuff that we spent time with.
Yeah, it was a weird. There was some weird stuff, but just like season 1, I felt like when it came back around and they nailed the ending, emotionally. Like season 1, I had some issues with plot wise how they ended, but emotionally, I feel like they nailed it emotionally with both seasons at the end, with Data and with Q, and I think again, there's some good stuff, and it's relevant and connects in different ways, but I think that and it's not perfect, but the thing is when we watched Enterprise when it first came out, it wasn't perfect, and And when we watched the first 2 seasons of TNG, it wasn't perfect. But going back and rewatching them years later, like, we find different things and different nuances and connect with it differently, and it makes it enjoyable. In different ways than it was back then. All right, I'm heading to the red task force in the skirmishes, by the way.
I went to the blue, the planetary assault. Spread it on. It's good. I much prefer season 2 of Picard. Season 1 was like mega
Her
downer.
dreadnought is being protected by circling
But
her
the
swarm.
season 2, I also was
through
good.
the
I do
swarms
agree
in order
with
to target
the
the
point
dreadnought
about
and attack it.
them kind of losing it in the middle a little bit. But they, it's tough because it's like, I still have not, I really am not trying to turn this
Be
into,
advised.
Phil doesn't like Discovery the whole time, but I really like almost all the characters in Discovery, and I love all their actors. Wilson Cruz in particular, holy crap, he is a riot. He's great.
Oh man, the Doctor, fantastic.
Yeah, Doug Jones is Saru. Like, they're all like really great characters and actors behind them, but I still haven't watched the first season of Discovery. Like, I watched the pilot and I'm like, and I only watched season 2 because of Pike, and Anson Mount, and I still have not. It didn't grab me enough. Like, not to jump franchises real quick, but I'm a huge Stargate fan. And I love SG-1, and I love Atlantis, but I hate Universe. And I gave it like half a season, and I'm like, I'm done. And it's tough for me. Like, I acknowledge and I accept your point about like going back and watching the bad, but I find it hard sometimes to go back and try to reconnect with it if I didn't like it originally. You know what I mean? And that could be a
That's fine, but the thing is like, you're not far enough away from it
Excellent
yet.
work.
From Discovery.
That's one
Yeah.
less thread not to worry about.
I mean, like, I'm talking like five years, or like you like Voyager's a perfect example. I completely dismissed Voyager when it was on, and I thought that it was not good. It was my least favorite Star Trek show. Even after Enterprise came on, I was like, well, Enterprise at least is better than Voyager. And then I, as recently as 2019, right after my daughter was born, I was in the middle of a rewatch, and so I'd wake up in the middle of the night with her and feed her, and I'd watch episodes of Voyager. I'd throw on an episode of Voyager, and I did a complete rewatch, and 3 years ago, and I was actually floored by how good the quality of that show is from start to finish. I feel like every other Star Trek show, there's like some quality inconsistencies, like it's like one season is not as good as the other seasons, and even just production wise, like the production quality, like TNG, the first 2 seasons are kind of dodgy, and then DS9, the first 2 seasons, they couldn't really do anything interesting because TNG was still on the air. And then I went back and watched Voyager, and I was like, man, they really nailed the characters and the production quality right from the start, and like it never changed. It stayed. It was a more consistent show, and it doesn't have that, for me anyway. It doesn't have that like quality spike as the other shows do, like I feel like TNG started off low and then just got better and better and better and better and better and went out on a high note. And I feel like Deep Space Nine was like and then gradually went up, and then all of a sudden like went up really far in season 4 and just was fantastic. But Voyager, I feel like it never really like changed. It was good when it started. It got better in spots. It got less better in spots, and then it finished about where it started, and I felt like that was okay.
I'm on a constant rewatch of Star Trek, and that is a good point. I think in the new one, Prodigy stayed super consistent from episode to episode. You just kind of hit the ground running. I would say that about Lower Decks, like knowing exactly what it's trying to do. Yeah, but Discovery, it didn't get really, really good, I think, until this last season, and where I think it did, like, the only thing I did not like about Discovery, and I don't like this about Strange New Worlds either, is the decision to put things inside of the set that spray out smoke and fire from time to time in the background. That is very frustrating. Like, I don't know if we should have the exhaust here everywhere. Yeah, like it's dramatic, but that is something that bothers me every single time I see it. But otherwise, the sets and all of the new stuff is just spectacular. Even the cartoon stuff is doing such interesting things that I would love to see like make its way to this game.
If there's $1 to make off of it, it will. I'm sorry. Did I?
Well, I hope so.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's not like you're wrong.
I have a list of things I would love to see show up in this game from all of these different shows, and I'm glad that we have this platform to like be here for this new Trek renaissance.
I mean,
like,
it's.
I was gonna say, with only a few minutes left, there's something I was thinking about, like. The new first episode of Strange New Worlds is a wonderful first episode to show people who have never watched Star Trek.
Excellent
I was going to
work.
ask you guys, what do you think is the best introductory episode in all of Star Trek? If you wanted to show someone what this is.
God.
I'd probably. My immediate thought is something in the original series. But I'd have to.
I'd probably say something like. I'd have to go by show. Like each show would have its own episode to do that with.
Because like the only thing in the new episode, Pike's backstory gets a little in the weeds if you don't know what's happening. But otherwise,
the other thing too is they mentioned the Discovery stuff. So if you haven't seen season 2 of Discovery, it's like, what are they talking about? I would say that. Something like Let That Be Your Last Battlefield, which is the one with the people that are different colors on each side of their faces from TOS. Or I forget the one. Is it A Taste of Armageddon? It's the one where the computer randomizes who dies. Like the fake wars, the virtual wars, and then it's like who dies. I think like stuff like that I think is pretty good. TNG, I would probably say Measure of a Man would probably be my go-to.
I can't remember what it is. The episode of Enterprise where Reed gets attached
is being protected by circling
a
her
mine
swarms.
that goes through his leg.
Yeah, I think it's called Minefield.
Yeah, I think
It's
so.
It's a Romulan mine.
I think that really shows everything that Star Trek is. They're all trying to solve problems. It's kind of like an adventure story. We've run into a problem. And we're all going to stick together and get it done.
I would, I might go, the Drumhead from Next Generation.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's no action, but it's it's high drama, dialogue, and the message of when Picard and Worf are talking at the end, how villains who twirl their mustaches are easy to spot, but and vigilance and another one, maybe not the whole episode, but the episode of the Next Generation, The Bonding. There's when
is that the one where the woman dies on the away mission and
Lieutenant Astor and her son Jeremy,
and her son like emulates Data.
No. That's that one is the one where the kid emulates Data. I forget what it's called, but they come across a ship that got damaged and Data saves the kid.
Not to worry about.
And at the end, they're like, more shields, and Data's like, drop the shields, and they figure it out. And no, this one's called
Excellent work.
The Bonding. It's in season 3, and they're on this away mission at the very beginning. Troy senses something wrong, and there's an explosion, and this Lieutenant Astor dies, and Worf was leading the away team, and they're all torn, and they're it's a character we have never heard of before.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But everyone is well, no, that's true. But the point is like you can really feel
like
it.
What's her name? It's like what's her name from Voyager who died and then became a Kobali, and it's who the hell is this woman? What?
But you know, Picard tells her son like no one is alone on the Enterprise. But there's a scene where Data's talking to Riker, and he says, "How well did you know her?" And Riker's like, I don't, like a little bit, and he says to Data, "How well do you know her?" And Data's like, "Why do you ask?" And they have this conversation.
Yeah, it's a great conversation. Yeah,
familiarity. But Riker says, Data says something like, "If we felt one death, like we feel the death of someone who's close to us, shouldn't we all feel that way?" And Riker's like, "Yeah, if we cared about everyone who died, then maybe human history would be a lot less bloody."
Yeah.
And that's a really good Star Trek scene that you could show someone.
I love Star Trek.
If I could, I'm going back to school for my PhD, and if I could rattle off everything in my classes, like I just did that 1 minute and a half scene from season 3 of The Next Generation, boy, my degree would be over already.
Yeah. I mean, it's there's just something about it,
Yeah, Insane Raptor brings up a great moment of the, just showing a man looking at our hero Picard with just complete disdain. Just there's no way he can not. He just is like, you took everything from me. It's such a powerful scene. It's, put together years and years and years ago. It's a wonderful moment in TV that only like really good serial storytelling could have come up with, and a really brave thing to do to introduce this new character in a way that's like, and he hates Picard, that guy you guys all like.
Yeah. There's some the thing about like new Star Trek is when it, especially Discovery, when it slows down and the characters can just talk about stuff, is when it really shines. And I think that's what made like TNG so special. Is it was not heavy action, it wasn't adventure, there was a major issue going on, and they talk about it from all sides and really get to the root of the problem. And I think that is probably, if I had to criticize something, like that's something New Trek does not do often enough, is it does not stop and talk about the problem. Strange New Worlds is bringing that back a little bit, and which I think is great. And especially in this last episode with number 1, like there's a lot of like conversations. They stop and they talk about what just happened and how it affects. And that to me is really good Star Trek, because that's what it's all about. It's about like really verbalizing like the differences about the situation and affecting the different people, and like just hashing out the problem, through dialogue. And I feel like that's sometimes missing in a lot of the newer stuff.
Do you can we talk the first episode? Partial spoilers?
Of Strange New Worlds?
Yes.
I'm fine with that.
Has it come out in Europe yet?
No.
I know a lot of our listeners.
It's not. It's just a conversation. It's more related to what happened in Discovery season 2.
Yeah.
That's one less threat not to worry about.
Towards the beginning of the episode, Pike and Spock are talking about what Pike saw and Boref.
Excellent work.
And how it haunts him. Did you guys think like they were gonna go the route of like Requiem for Methuselah, where Spock lets Kirk forget about what's her face? Like, you know what I mean? Like I thought like at the end of that episode they were gonna be like, yeah, I'll just make you forget the future. You know what I mean? Like I thought that's where that was going.
Oh, that's interesting. I hadn't thought
By the
of
way, I don't think this is a spoiler for
No,
episode 1 of
no.
Strange New Worlds. It's a spoiler for the cage. I mean, not the cage, the menagerie. Like
Yeah.
Okay,
this is a 60-year-old spoiler. Wait, you mean Pike? You mean Pike ends up in a wheelchair and he's injured? What?
Now, do you think we're going to see that changed? Is that what they're saying?
No.
You know, this show.
My wife asked me that. She's like, "Do you think they'll change canon?"
No,
I'm like,
no.
I mean, maybe.
No, because then it takes away from the weight of that journey for him. If it
And
changes, like I think this in my opinion, the whole theme of it is like, what choices do you make with that knowledge? Like, do you choose to just run away and wait for it, or do you choose to go in? I mean, he even talks about that in the episode. Like is it gonna? How is this gonna affect me being a captain? Like, am I gonna hesitate, or am I gonna jump the gun? Like, he even talks about that in the episode.
And this really isn't much of a spoiler because it's just what Pike's thinking about. He doesn't let him stop him from going on adventures, but he's got this idea of, I'm going to end up this way in the back of his mind throughout this season. And it was really uplifting seeing him, kind of like come to terms, I guess is what you would say, with thinking about this. Did everyone here watch Doctor Strange?
The new one.
Yes, the brand new one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so watching the very first episode of Strange New Worlds and then watching that movie, for anyone who hasn't already done it,
I did the opposite. So
it's tragic.
It's crazy. Well, yeah, but it's crazy because the final episode of Picard was the same day that movie came out, and so was the first episode of Strange New Worlds. So I woke up in the morning and I saw, I watched Picard, and then I watched Strange New Worlds, and then I went and saw Doctor Strange, and saw them again. So
Yeah, without spoiling anything, there's a strange connection, and if you watch Strange New Worlds before seeing Doctor Strange,
if you spend any time on the internet or if you follow Anson Mount on Twitter, you already know what we're talking about.
To go back to Pike for a minute, if I remember correctly, in when he's on Boreth in Discovery, then he tells him, the monk tells him, like, if you take this time crystal, nothing's gonna change. So, like, I don't even know why they're like, it's gonna happen. Like, I don't know if it'll undo all the space and time. But you know what I mean? Like, it makes it very finite. Like, you take this crystal, you're not avoiding it.
In fact, I believe he says if you take the crystal, you're finalizing it.
Yeah, like pen on paper,
Yeah, I think that was the
We only have a minute
I
left.
can't think of what that character's title is, and
He's the monk or the priest or whatever.
The monk at Boreth. Can we also talk about just how good looking Anson Mount is? Like, I was like, I know this, and it's gonna sound very strange, but when he in the second episode, he opens the door to his quarters and he's in that shirt and he's like cooking dinner. I'm like, damn. What a man.
dude.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That
I
shirt
love
is
the memes. I love the memes where it's like how it started, and it's got him with the beard at the beginning of the episode, and then it's like how it's going, and it's him with the apron cooking in his quarters.
Yeah, like just hanging out. Like,
yeah.
Come on in, guys.
Cairo, I wouldn't worry about it, because the only thing we've really mentioned is stuff that happened in Discovery. So there's no real like we haven't even talked about the actual plots of the Strange New Worlds episods. So
I'm proud of our restraint. Actually, we did it without spoiling things.
I mean, it's unless you haven't watched season 2 of Discovery, like, there's nothing new that we've really mentioned other than Pike in an apron. So, and if you saw the trailer, you know that he's got a beard at some point. So, what was it the first? That was the first. Yeah, the first episode of Strange New Worlds was so much fun. I really enjoyed it. I watched it twice in the same day.
The way they're leaning into the way the old warp drive looked, the spinning the cells, and just doing it the way it looked in the 60s, but better, I love it so much.
It just feels good. Like it feels good when you're watching it.
It's every time I talk to somebody about the show, it's like, again, I love all the Star Trek shows for different reasons. Strange New Worlds feels like your favorite blanket that you just wrap around you and cuddle up on the couch with, and it's that feeling of, oh yeah, I remember this, and I remember, enjoying this, and there's. I was actually worried about going back to that sort of episodic format, and I was like, man, is that really going to work in like today's world of shows and streaming and binging? And the only reason why I think it does work so well is because we have Picard and Discovery to have that format of storytelling, and we have this format of storytelling, and same thing with and even with Lower Decks and Prodigy is much more serialized. Lower Decks is somewhat more episodic, so it's interesting that have a good night, Cairo. Thanks for stopping by and watching. It's interesting that there's different levels of it now, and somebody in the chat mentioned that it's like a buffet. It's like, it's like, oh, you can get what you can try a little of this, try a little of that, and then go back and get all the stuff you really like. So, So yeah, I think we're in a good place. That's the great thing, right? I think we're in a really good place. So.
I couldn't be happier. I don't think people realize how great it is. There's so much good content. It came out so fast, and having this game, not reflected as fast as maybe you'd want, and maybe not reflect all of the cool things these episodes are doing in the game, like, but trying. We're getting things from Lower Decks, which I was so excited to see. I'm really happy to see Star Trek lean into like the sillier side of it itself, and just some of the super cool ships. Every single time they put out something neat inside of this game, or inside of the world, shows up in this game. A couple months later, and that is just. I mean, I just feel super lucky. It's a great time to be a Star Trek fan.
Yeah. Have a good night, Zaire. I'll get it one of these times. I promise. Come back. I'll keep trying. All right. So let's do our final giveaway, and then we'll wrap up the show. Zurai. That's what I'll say. I'll say Zurai. All right. So the winner of our final giveaway, another Groupies Boys and Girls Club of America Mega Pack code, is GM Camillus. I think you are watching. Oh yeah, there you are on Twitch. So go ahead and private message the Priority One Twitch account with your email address, and I will get that code out to you after the show. So congratulations there.
Congratulations.
All right. So this concludes episode 219 of the Priority One Dominion live stream. There is no show next week due to Memorial Day weekend in the United States, but in 2 weeks we will continue to claim victory for the Founders with first Winter Zakah and second and third Selleck and Lance. As with every show, we will be talking about the latest news from Star Trek Online and the Priority One Armada before we engage in another victorious battle to earn marks, XP, and dilithium.
Hey, a Lance show. That's my buddy over here on Xbox. Well, for more instructions from the founders, join the Priority One chat channel in game. Simply type /channel_ join space Priority One into the game chat box, and then hit the enter key.
To become a loyal subject of the Priority One Dominion, you can pledge your obedience by visiting PriorityOneArmada.com. We have multiple fleets for you to claim victory. Obedience brings victory, and...
Victory is life! Yay, we got it!
This episode of Priority One Dominion Live is brought to you by our loyal patrons through Patreon.com. Find out about the thank you packages we offer for each tier, and add your support at Patreon.com Priority One Armada. It's your support that keeps the Dominion strong.
And speaking of Patreon, a special thanks to our Patreon supporters like Wile E. Coyote, Prince 1983, Teacher Guy, American, Tizan, Asar, Four, Seal, Riker Carlson, Karaback, B Film Fan, Ross Lemon, Gojinx, Darth Riz, Miller, Shigura, Eric Owen, Kat, and our new Patreon, Victor Vol.
Show your obedience by following our various social media channels, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, to be notified about our next show, the latest news, or to receive gifts from the founders.
Before we go, I'd like to say thanks to our artist, Jason Smith. Thanks to Sean Babbitt for advertising our show in-game. I'd also like to say a very special thank you to my co-host, Turcotte and Phil, for joining me and for serving the founders. And finally, of course, a big thanks to you, the viewers, because without you, none of this would be possible. Until next week, this is the order of things. Obedience brings victory, and victory is life. All right.
Oh, man.
Great job, guys. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, everyone.